On this episode of How to Do Florida, we're in Islamorada in the Florida Keys, the sport fishing capital of the world. We'll show you how to charter a sport fishing boat for an unforgettable offshore adventure. And you won't believe the monster that we hook into. This fish is huge.
This is a fish of a lifetime.
He's going under the boat.
And then Chef Justin has a fresh catch recipe you'll want to know.
Now we're just going to take our steaks and we're going to lightly dust them.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful. Okay, and starting to sing a little bit.
And then we'll unearth Florida's prehistoric past in the Peace River near the quaint small town of Wauchula. And then I get a little carried away fossil hunting and go full caveman. So grab a glass of OJ, sit back, and get ready to see Florida like you've never seen it. If you love water sports like I do, there's no place on earth like the Florida Keys. And if you love fishing, well, welcome to heaven. Islamorada in the Upper Keys is considered the sport fishing capital of the world. Hundreds of charter captains make Islamorada their home. And you can easily book a fishing trip with one of these expert guides. Getting to Islamorada is the easy part. Take the Florida Turnpike south and follow the signs that point to the Florida Keys.
There is probably no fish that swims in this hemisphere that cannot be caught from the shores of Islamorada. And it's a well-known fact that more IGFA world records have been captured in Islamorada than any destination on Earth.
We asked Captain Richard Stanzik of the world-famous Bud and Mary's Marina to show us everything we need to know about renting a charter boat.
Can a family come out here and rent a charter boat and have a good time?
Yeah, Chad, absolutely. These boats are basically licensed for 6 passengers, and of course we do have multi-passenger boats as well. But you know, something really enjoyable about fishing, sport fishing, is the fact that young children, mom and dad, grandpa, everybody can participate in this, and you know, it doesn't require any level of expertise.
But hold on now, you don't want to put grandma and the kids on just any old boat. You need to plan ahead and do some homework before you take that family trip.
So what does somebody need to know, Richard, before renting a charter boat? What's some suggestions you have?
The number one suggestion is to go with an old established place, somebody who's been here a while. If you know people who can reference other people, in other words, they've been out with them before, and get a recommendation, that's going to help you as well. But I will tell you, in general, in the Florida Keys, it's a good place to go fishing. And there is a quality of both captains and experience here available.
What can they expect to catch?
You know, in Islamorada, something's biting all 365 days a year. But what's unique is every fish has a season. Like in the winter, sailfish are definitely here from November right on through May. Come out in the summer, you're going to be looking for mahi-mahi or dorado. Up and down our reef line in the wintertime, we catch cobias, kingfish, yellowtails, mutton snappers, African pompanos, amberjacks. Just about anything you want to catch can be caught during that time of the year. And in the summer, further offshore, a lot of tunas and amberjacks around the humps. So everything's seasonal, but something's always biting.
What do they need to bring?
These boats provide everything. But you will need to provide something to eat and something to drink. Something you really want to consider is the fact that you're out in the sun. So hats, sunglasses, and sunscreen are really a good idea. This is the American Caribbean down here. We don't really get real cold weather, but in the winter, bring a wind jacket.
So I noticed this stuff on your nose right here. You mind if I borrow a little bit of that?
No, you're welcome.
What about motion sickness?
You know, there are some people who occasionally are prone to seasickness, and my suggestion then is, of course, to get the proper medication, take it the night before. They say occasionally you get tired if you take the medicine. Tired is much better than seasick, so easy to overcome with proper medication.
Remember that, tired is much better than seasick.
On a trip like this, you never know what you're going to catch, from musclefish to small fry. And that keeps it exciting for every member of your family.
Whoa, nice fish, eh, Richard?
This is what it's all about, renting a charter boat here in Islamorada. Lots of fish. Look at that sucker, boy.
There you go. Keep him high in the air like that now. Reel down, reel down, reel down. All right. Hey, that's a fatty. That's a nice fish.
I'm the fish whisperer, man. He just...
Actually, we're gonna... there you go.
After catching a few small fish, it was time to head out for deeper water, where I was hoping to tangle with the big boys. We'll be fishing 35 miles offshore in more than 1,700 feet of water for one of the most prized and respected fish swimming. Well, I'll let Captain Stanzik tell you what we're going after.
But you know, our main target today, we're going to be looking for the greatest fish of them all. We're going to be looking for the broadbill swordfish.
And on our last drop of the day, we finally connect with a sword.
Big fish coming to the surface. Another mark coming in. This battle just
Man,
begun.
it's a strong, strong fish.
He just begun. This fish came up out of the cold. He was a bit stunned and he saw the boat. Now he knows we're here. Now he's sitting in this warm water and he's getting his blood going. So the battle's going to be on.
With the help of Captain Stanzik and his crew, I'm able to keep this huge fish on the line. Just barely.
He's undoing everything I just done.
This is a fish of a lifetime.
He's taking line out.
Starting to angle up. Chad, you've had this fish on over an hour, and it is a big fish. It could approach 350 pounds. It's a big fish.
But when the fish first surfaces, the mood on the boat takes a drastic change.
He's a monster, Scott. Slow down, Scott. Slow down, Scott. Get another gap. Get another gap, guys. Big fish. Easy, Scott. Easy, Scott. Hang on, guys.
Scott, he's going under the boat. He's going under the boat.
Back up, back up.
Scott, he's turn that way. Turn that way.
Flyer's still in him.
This is without a doubt the most exciting fishing adventure I've ever experienced. After a 2.5-hour battle and me almost throwing up twice, we were finally able to bring this massive swordfish to the side of the boat.
All right, guys. All right, hang on to him.
It's an absolute monster.
Chad,
Oh my gosh.
you're now officially one of the old men of the sea.
You know what, Richard?
this is-
Now I get it.
You get it?
I get what the hype is about. I
I'm
get
glad
what
you
sword
got it.
fishing is all about.
Let's see if we can get this fish in the boat here now.
This fish is so big they can't get him to the door. Oh, God.
This has been a battle, guys. This has been a battle. Son of a gun. What a fish. Look at this fish. He's an animal.
We just pulled a dinosaur out of the ocean. Absolutely amazing.
Now, there's no guarantee you'll hook a swordfish, but your captain and crew will do everything in their power to make your fishing trip exciting and memorable. So let's see what we know about chartering a fishing boat. You'll want to book a well-known captain with an established charter company. Bring food and water, sunblock, protective clothing, and if you need it, sickness medicine, which I highly recommend.
Caught all kinds of things today, but the granddaddy grand prize was a 440-pound broadbill swordfish. Alamorada. That's what it's all about right here.
Hey, still to come, digging up Florida's past, fossil hunting in the Peace River.
What's this right here? That's actually a really cool fossil we find around here. That's something called a dugong.
And up next, Chef Justin's cooking up what else? Swordfish steaks, pan-seared with fresh tomato relish.
Atlantic swordfish.
Delicious. When How to Do Florida returns.
For fishermen, the Atlantic swordfish is the most prized fish swimming in the water today. On our Florida cooking segment, Chef Justin's going to show us how to cook the Atlantic swordfish. Justin, real excited about this next dish, swordfish. We had an absolute, just amazing fishing adventure down in Alamorada, catching a giant swordfish.
Wow.
I mean, this thing was huge. Well, we're not catching swordfish today, we're cooking them. So what are we doing?
That's right, Chad. We got this beautiful Florida swordfish here.
Oh, wow.
We're gonna simply prepare it. We're gonna season it up, dust it with a little bit of flour. Then we're gonna make this beautiful tomato relish, go right on it, and it's gonna be excellent. We have 4 6-ounce steaks of Florida swordfish, sea salt and fresh ground pepper to taste, natural wheat flour for dusting, 1 pint of cherry tomatoes, 2 teaspoons of capers, 2 to 4 cloves of garlic, 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 1 lemon juiced, a half a cup of fresh herbs hand torn.
So we have our swordfish steaks cut. What's next, Chef?
We got our beautiful steaks here. We're just gonna season these up with a little salt and pepper. I'm gonna let you do that.
Okay.
Yep, little pepper on all of them.
All right.
All right, I'll give them a flip here. We can get the other side.
Another side.
Both sides.
All right.
I got my saute pan over medium-high heat here. It's looking good, nice and preheated. Take a little olive oil in my pan and work
Okay.
this around. Now we're just gonna take our swordfish steaks and we're gonna lightly dust them in this flour.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful. Pan's starting to sing a little bit.
And you're using wheat flour. Why, Chef?
This is just a more natural product.
So it's just better for you.
Absolutely. All right, Chad, I'd like to get you to quarter up some more of these cherry tomatoes here.
Okay. You want these figurine, or how do you want these?
Quartered just long ways. You're gonna make a cut this way and then roll it, make another
Okay,
cut.
cut that way.
And this is smelling good already. All right, I think
That
that
good?
looks about good. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we got this here. I'm gonna chop up a little garlic to go in. I'm just gonna give a rough chop on these. we're gonna end up eating this raw, so I want to cut it down pretty good.
Yeah,
Nothing
really.
like a giant chunk of raw garlic in your tomato relish to set the dish off.
And we're working pretty close here.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely. I'm just gonna add this to the tomaters. Okay.
A little bit there.
These look like they are about ready. We can go ahead and flip these. And just with my fish spatula, I'm just gonna flip these over.
How long do you suggest we cook these, Chef? Per side?
We're gonna take about anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes per side.
So now, do you just flip it once, or you keep going back and forth?
Usually just once, really.
So just one time.
That's it. All right, so back to our tomatoes. We got our tomatoes in here and our garlic. We're gonna go ahead and add our capers. And we're gonna add some lemon juice. I usually do it with my hand over it, all in one kind of piece, so I collect the seeds in my hand without getting them into the dish.
Try that.
Yeah, give it a try. Beautiful.
Good.
And we've got some nice fresh basil here. And for this recipe, I kind of just like to hand tear it.
Okay.
You know, I don't need to cut it with my knife. I just kind of want it nice big chunks. And
Is that more presentation, or it's not flavor? It's just kind of the way it
well,
looks.
a little bit of both. I got a little bit of parsley going in. And if you want to give a couple twists of salt and pepper in here, we always need to season whatever we're cooking. Okay. That's looking good.
It is looking good.
All right, I just want to kind of toss this together. And a little bit of the nice extra virgin olive oil is going to help kind of bring this all together and kind of act as our sauce.
That pretty.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Looks good. Very colorful. Look at that.
All right, our swordfish steaks are doing really good.
Man, that smells good.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Just like to plate this up just like this. All right, and then we're just gonna take our nice fresh tomato relish. Put it right over here.
Oh, gosh.
And that's it.
Wow. Swordfish done right. I tell you what, Chef, if it looks half as good as it smells, it's gonna be good. Atlantic swordfish.
Next up, we're headed to the picturesque town of Wauchula, where prehistoric fossils lie in wait at the bottom of the Peace River. We'll show you how to unearth Florida's past
Jimmy, do we recycle?
when How to Do Florida returns.
We're here on the Zolfa Springs on the Peace River, and we're going to teach you how to unearth Florida's history.
Where in the world can you travel 35 million years back in time and still make it home for dinner? We're talking about Wauchula, Florida. This quiet little southwest Florida town, home to just under 5,000 of the friendliest folks you'll ever meet, is the perfect place for a fossil hunting adventure. I stayed up all night imagining what I might find in the waters of the Peace River. I can see the headlines now.
Read all about it. How to Do Florida's Chad Crawford discovers new evidence of an ancient species paleontologists have been trying to dig up for centuries.
Whoa.
Focus, Chad. You're almost there. Another great thing about Wauchula, it's close to everything. Whether you're coming from Tampa, Sarasota, or Orlando, you're only about an hour and change away from some of the finest fossil hunting Florida has to offer.
Wauchula was named by the Florida Southern Railroad, which built this train depot in 1886, which still exists today.
Wauchula is so rich in history that it's part of the Natural Trust for Historic Preservation's Main Street Center. But the century-old charm of this quaint little town doesn't compare to what lies beneath the waters of the nearby Peace River. Which reminds me, I need to get a haircut before the news crews get here to cover the fossil find of the century.
Just a little once-over. Yeah, just a pop is what I need. There we go.
Jimmy Waldron, president of the Florida Fossil Hunters Club, is going to be showing us how to get our hands on some Florida history. But first things first, we're going to need more than just a curious mind to hunt for fossils.
So this is everything we need right here.
This is just about everything.
This is the tools of the trade, right?
These are the tools of the trade. The most important thing that you'll need, though, is actually the Florida fossil hunting permit. If you're going to collect anything in the state of Florida that's not shark's teeth, anything that's from a vertebrate animal, you will need to have a permit, and the fossils need to be reported.
So what do we have right here? What is this?
What we have here is one of the most important tools as well. This is a fossil hunting screen, or a strainer as we like to call it. This device will actually separate out the bits of fossil from the dirt and leaves and other bits of detritus that you don't want.
So it's a floaty strainer thing?
A floaty strainer thing.
And then how do we get dirt inside there?
Probably the most efficient way is using this thing right here. This is just an ordinary small garden shovel.
So no backhoes.
No backhoes, no. The permit states, though, that everything has to be less than 4 feet.
This basically assures that you won't do too much damage.
That's the idea.
Okay, what's next?
We have our handy guides. These are different bits of information, whether they're identification charts or actual maps or even a big book like this one that'll actually show you what you're finding. Now, this is kind of an optional item. This is something that many paleontologists bring out with them when they go fossil hunting. You can actually keep a record of when and where you were when you found the particular fossil.
Is this T-Rex hide? What is this?
No, this is actually late Lambeosaur.
So Jimmy and I headed on down to the river, where we were joined by Russell Brown, who has over 40 years as a paleo enthusiast.
Is there a sandwich shop up here, or like?
You're supposed to bring the sandwiches.
Russell is also an expert on fossil hunting on the Peace River.
Well, one of the big things that everybody wants to come when they come to Peace River, of course, are these mammoth teeth. And these teeth, they can weigh up to about 8-9 pounds apiece. That's one tooth.
Gosh, you've got to be kidding me.
So is this where it happens? This is where we're going to get started. How's that feel?
Oh, over the boot.
Yep.
Down the ankle, between the toes.
Exactly where it goes, right?
This is a big river, Jimmy. How do you know where to start looking?
One of the first things that we look for is a place where we can easily get access to the water. Most of the fossils we look for, though, are found in gravel beds. You'll see pockets of gravel, little bits of black and different colored things, and that's a good place to start looking. And what you're really looking for is a difference in the sound on your shovel.
Oh, that's my toe.
Got a piece of a tortoise shell, some whale vertebrae. Take a look. That's actually part of the carapace of a turtle.
Really?
That's a fossilized piece of turtle shell.
Which shovel's yours?
Mine's
the one's hot from working.
Yeah.
So yours is the cold one. Oh, Jimmy.
What you got, Chad?
Look at that, man. Shark's tooth.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of shark?
That is the tooth of an extinct mako shark.
Oh, man, that is beautiful.
Make sure you check river levels prior to your trip. The lower the river, the easier it will be to see and find fossils. I decided to check on Russell to see what he had found.
How you doing, Russell?
Hey, Chad, what's going on, buddy? Find anything?
Yeah, I found a few things.
Yeah? Man, I've been tearing it up down here. This is what I've been getting.
Oh my gosh. Russell, why is the Peace River such a popular place to come look for fossils?
Well, one is it has such a mecca of fossils that can be found here.
But you can't do this on like a St. John's or an Econ or a Wekiva.
Peace River is one of the few rivers where you're allowed to come out and legally fossil collect. And people come from all over the states just for that one reason.
This is kind of the ultimate treasure hunt. It's like every shovel, it's kind of this glimpse back into time. Can families do this?
Absolutely, families can do this. Some of the most important finds that have actually been uncovered have been by kids because they have a little bit more curiosity than adults do.
Okay, so here's what we know. First, you need a permit. It's cheap, it's easy, but remember, it's mandatory. You gotta have one. Come prepared with a fossil hunting screen. You know, the floaty strainer thing. Make sure your shovel is no longer than 4 feet long. You'll need your fossil hunting field guide. Don't forget the water and sunscreen. The fossil hunting fun will be short-lived if you're dehydrated and sunburned.
The feeling of picking up this thing that no human eyes has seen in maybe 35 million years.
Yeah.
It's truly an amazing feeling to have that and be the first set of eyes to lock onto this.
Okay, so I didn't make any major discoveries today. But what I did discover is that fossil hunting is a hands-on opportunity to step back in time to a Florida we can only imagine.
For more information on fossil hunting, go to our website at howtodoflorida.com. You're watching How to Do Florida. We'll be right back. We're here on the St. Johns River fishing, and one of the last shuttles to ever leave the Florida coastline is going up right now over the horizon. Absolutely gorgeous. Whether you're hauling in a mammoth swordfish in the Keys or unearthing a 35-million-year-old fossil in the Peace River, Florida is a treasure trove of discovery. Well, that's it. That's our show. I hope you learned something, but more importantly, I hope you feel inspired to get out and enjoy Florida.
Man, that's a strong fish.
Yeah, right there. Oh, yeah, perfect. Yes.